Well, the Wild Wild West is filling up with teams. But what do they need to go after in the draft? I'm going to be going over that. Alright, what's going on, guys? My name is Antonio, and this is the All Around Sportscast. I'm your host, Antonio. Today, we are going over the AFC and NFC South. West. My bad. So, last 3 episodes, I've gone over the North, the South, and the East in that order. So, and I top off the series with this video here of the West. Because I say the best conference for last. The best side for last. So, if you guys do enjoy this video, please make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you're new. Turn on the notification bell for day-to-day updates on my videos and live streams. For now, let's get this thing started. First off, we're starting off with the AFC West. First, you got the Donkeys. You got the Denver Broncos. Donkeys is what I call them because they can't seem to beat us. At least with Russell Wilson anyway. Trying to get a little salt burn in there on the Bronco fans here. But, sorry. I just had to. We still won that trade, so I just had to. But, anyways. The Broncos, after letting go of Russell Wilson under one of their worst trades on record. Sorry, that's the last time. That is the last time. I promise. But anyways, after losing Russell Wilson, they end up looking at new quarterbacks, which I think they are going to go after. I do think J.J. McCarthy and Bo Nix are 2 options that are probably on the minds of Denver fans. I think those 2 guys would suit really good with this Denver team. Of course, losing Jerry Jeudy now to the Cleveland Browns in a trade. But they also have a little gap on offense now. You need to go after receiver, you need to go after O-line, you need to go after defense. There's a lot. This team needs to completely blow it up and rebuild. But anyways, moving things down up to maybe a big surprise for next season, the LA Chargers. The Chargers, after hiring Jim Harbaugh as their head coach, he's already made a few releases, which Austin Eckler, almost all of their best offensive players are gone. Keenan Allen got traded to the Bears, and all of their weapons are pretty much gone. All of them are gone. And now Herbert's going to have to, I think they're going to go after loads of weapons in this year's draft. Of course, getting Uncle Will in free agency, which hope he has success up there. Then you also got loads of other guys, and including keeping Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack. So hopefully that'll stay in form, but I think they're going to go after more offensive weapons and also go for defense as well. But Jim Harbaugh, I think he's going to really turn this Chargers team around. But we'll see what happens, and hopefully they don't Charger it again. And now moving up to the AFC runner-up, surprisingly. The Raiders of Las Vegas. Now, the Raiders, they have made a lot of good moves recently, including signing Christian Wilkins and going after Gardner Minshew in free agency. But, of course, the main question is, who will they get at quarterback? I believe if they stay with Minshew, I think they could build around him. But, of course, I do think they're going to go after a quarterback in this draft. What I have on my mind for this team that I can see him fitting with immediately is Michael Penix. Now, lots of people have concerns about him because of his injury history. But when he's on the field, he can throw darts. He can throw bombs. And if the Raiders have that type of player, with a defense that is already strong, and with an offense that's up and rising, what is there this man cannot do? This Michael Penix, so many people are underestimating him because of his injury history. It's his playing that matters, not his injury history. But we'll see what happens. But the Raiders, they might be a surprise next year, depending on who they can select as quarterback. And then, you got the defending 2-time Super Bowl champion, the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs, after letting go of Marcus Valdez-Scantling and after re-signing Chris Jones, they also get a signing on Marquise Hollywood Brown And also along with letting go of L'Jarius Sneed in a very soft trade, in my opinion, to the Tennessee Titans. But I think this team is still really good. I think they're going to go after another corner in this year's draft. I believe they might try to make a push towards Cooper DeJean, which, that would be really good if the Chiefs could actually get him, which I know he's projected to go higher, like to the Packers, to the Dolphins. Loads of teams are looking at this guy. But also, I do think they're going to go after another receiver in this draft, which is not going to be Metcalf, to that one Chief fan that might be watching this. And if you haven't heard already, DK's already sold on staying in Seattle. So if that Chief fan is watching, put an egg in it, my friend. But anyways, moving on to the NFC West. First, we start off with the Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals, after Kyler Murray came in late in the season, almost beat my Hawks in the last regular season game, which I might have wanted because that would have put our pick a little bit higher. But a regular season is a regular season. You can't argue that. But the Cards, I think that they're going to go after more defense this draft, along with more O-line, because now you got DJ Dallas, which DJ Dallas, he is a great player. I think he's going to perform really well in Arizona, but we'll see what happens with the Cardinals and Kyler Murray. Maybe he can take that next step. And then we move up to the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams, after making a big playoff push and after Aaron Donald retiring, this team is looking to build from the ground up after Aaron Donald left. But I do believe they're going to go after a defensive tackle, a defensive line player like Aaron Donald, that's similar to Aaron Donald. But, Sean McVay is a really smart mind. He is a really smart coaching mind. He sees talent and he just modifies them. And I'm a Seahawks fan, so I always look at the Rams as a threat. They are always just the thorn right in the side of our side. Right in the side of our neck. They're always the thorn when it comes to the rivalry between the Seahawks and the Rams. They have always gone back and forth. It's a rivalry. And the Rams are just so tough. They are always tough, with or without Aaron Donald. And they are going to be back next year, especially with Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, which I didn't even hear of this Puka Nacua guy, but that guy's got me on the radar. But now we move things up to the 49ers, who lost in the Super Bowl again for the third time in the last 29 to 30 years. Which, I had the Chiefs pick for that game because I knew that Kyle Shanahan just couldn't pull it off. I knew he couldn't. But I'm not taking anything away from him. He is a great coach, but he can't finish the job, which I think is going to be the main sole focus this season. And if he can't finish it, he's out. Period. But anyways, I do believe that I heard of the Calais Campbell signing, which I think that was a really good signing, and also along with getting Leonard Floyd, which I think he's a really good signing as well. But I think that they're going to go after more O-line, but there's not really much that this team needs to build on. Other than maybe getting a defensive lineman for Chase to replace the massive power of Chase Young. But we'll see what happens, and maybe, just maybe, the Niners can finish the job this time. And then, I saved the best for last. You got the blue and green Seattle Seahawks, my team. So, the Seahawks made great moves this offseason, including signing I don't know that receiver guy. I don't know how to pronounce that receiver guy's name, but I know that they signed him. And then they also signed along with Rashawn Jenkins. You also got Kayvon Wallace, Jonathan Hankins. This team stacked up on defense, including re-signing Leonard Big Cat Williams and Noah Fant, and then also along with restructuring Tyler Lockett's contract, which I think had to happen to help with the cap space. But I think that this team, I mean, I've been going over this team and each of their moves since they have we've hit off-season time. But I do believe that this team is going to go after an O-lineman. We all know that. What I'm looking at is Troy Fatani out of UW, Washington. And I think he would be perfect with this team. Him and Jackson Powers Johnson. Those two guys are really good O-linemen. And if Mike McDonald's watching this, or if anyone on the Seahawks staff is watching this, please go after those. Try to aim after those two if they haven't been taken already. But other than that, I could see them going after maybe a tight end to help with the blocking, because we've had loads of tight end issues, because the two tight ends we have are Noah Fant and Pharaoh Brown, which those are two receiving tight ends. We need a blocking tight end. So I've looked at a few guys that can both block and catch. I've looked at some, and I think Jared Wiley out of TCU is a really good option. Him and Cade Stover, which I think would really be really good options for the Seattle Seahawks. But as far as defense goes, they need someone that can get up there on the defensive line and help stop the run. It has been all about the Seahawks. The Seahawks have been all about stopping the run. They need to stop that run if they are to be a contender. They need to stop the run. They have to. And then their secondary? I mean, their secondary is already stacked. I wouldn't be surprised if they went after a safety in the draft. I would not be surprised about that at all. But I believe I've gone over the Seahawks a variety of times. And I've just always, on my personal opinion, I've always felt that this team is one thing away from being a dominant force. One thing. I don't know what that one thing is. But one thing. I'm not sure what. But we'll see what happens with the Seahawks this season. I don't have any expectations this season. I'm just hoping to get to the playoffs and at least maybe get a playoff win. If we got a playoff win, I would call it a good season. Me personally, I would call it a good season if we got a playoff win. But of course, we'll see what happens. But that's where I'm going to end this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button down below. And be sure to subscribe if you're new and if you haven't already. And also, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. To all the fans of these 8 teams I went over, and all the 32 teams that I went over in each of the individual episodes. Be sure to go check them out. But anyways, until the draft, I am going to be continuing to watch for free agency moves and also talk about a variety of different teams. And also along with doing a live stream of the draft for when it happens. But until then, if you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that like button down below, subscribe if you're new, turn on the notification bell for day-to-day updates on my videos and live streams. I'll catch you all in the next one. Ciao for now.